by Dr. Indu Singh. She's going to talk on my experience with brolucizumab and DME. And in case we have questions, we'll come back
Dr.
to
Indu has a lot of experience of using what I call this wonder molecule, produsumab, and maybe she uses as a primary treatment in a lot of her patients. No, Indu?
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Now we moved post noon, and so I'll be talking about my experience with brolucizumab in diabetic macular edema. Lots have been said already in the last 3 lectures, so let us just move on to the fact that every other person in the middle-aged group is a diabetic. And we have tried so many options. We've done surgeries, we've done, given lots of injections, and seeing the older generation of anti-VEGFs, we know we have not succeeded fully. We have to interchange. And, since the time I started using brolucizumab, and yes, because of its penetration deeper, we have all noticed that it leads to more drying, and obviously then, better saving these eyes. We've studied extensively in the Kestrel and Kite study, and we know that we've already talked about it. And now, straight away, I just want to share some of my patients. And now this is one patient who, we all know that diabetic patients, they have comorbidities, and they have nephropathies, they have hypertension. Till we are aware of all these problems and we just keep giving injection, there'll be no end to it. We'll not be able to stop giving these injections and treat them properly. So this patient who had nephropathy, and as we know, once the kidney status is compromised, the HbA1c starts going down. This patient has cataract also. And let me show you, after giving 3 injections of brolucizumab, there is some semblance of the normal retina that we are able to see. Of course, there is still cataract. So what is important here is that we have to treat the patient as a whole. It's not AMD. This disease is, it has various other problems. You have to look at their HbA1c. Let the patient be treated by a physician before you start your treatment. Now, this is another patient. I do OCT angios in all the patients, and if you look at this, there is a hard exudate here and a thin ERM. Now, this is a patient who has HbA1c of 9, and with 2 injections, look at the difference it's made. The ERM, of course, is still there, but the hard exudate has completely, it's in the process of drying, and the HbA1c's come down from 9 to almost 7.2. So look here, the OCT angio is looking so much better. Another patient, uncontrolled diabetic, 9 HbA1c, and if you look at the line scan, then you can only look at the macular area. But if you want to see the whole retina, then it would make more sense to use these, brolucizumab-like molecules, because, everything, all the leaking areas all over the retina, they get influenced by this. So after 2 injections, see, this is how it seems. And even the retina is so much improved. Of course, these patients are still under observation, and they are still being treated. And the HbA1c has gone down from 9 to 7.4. 12.2, uncontrolled diabetic, and there are all leaking places here with lots of exudates, subretinal fluid, intraretinal fluid, and 4 injections of brolucizumab. Look here. If you look at this OCT angio, you'll notice that the leaking aneurysms are all gone. And likewise, from 12, the HbA1c has come down to 7.2. What is actually helping us here? Of course, a good molecule, and also the fact that we are treating the patient as a whole. So another one, 12 HbA1c, and this is again an uncontrolled diabetic, 2 injections. The retina looks so much normal, and from 12, in the 3 months that we have treated this patient, the HbA1c has come down to 8.5. You'll be surprised when you look at their HbA1c, all those patients who visit us every day. Another patient, around 11 HbA1c, there is this hard exudate, and after 4 injections, we have a fluid there, but at least the hard exudate is gone, and the HbA1c is still 8.4. And once you take it down to about 6.5 or so, there is a lot of chances of your stopping the treatment. Another one, Nile, I'll be showing you where I gave just 1 injection, and most of the time you see situations like this when there is leakage all over the retina and in the macular area, of course. And just after 1 injection, the central area has become better, but still the patient is under treatment. Another one, look at a huge area which is totally leaky, and even the submacular fluid is there, 10 HbA1c. After 1 injection, the leakage area has come down, the macula has dried up a little, but yes, the treatment has to be continued. Another one, 10 HbA1c hard exudate, and after 1 injection, there is some semblance there of the normal macula, and there is this hard exudate which is resolving. If you look at this slide carefully, there are different pockets of fluid all over this place and large loculi in the macular area, 9.2 HbA1c, and after 2 injections, look at the OCT angio, you can see all cleared up edema. The macular area still has those large loculi, but this patient needs more treatment, and he's still under treatment. Now, this is a patient where we are dealing with a diabetic nephropathy also, and we've noticed that brolucizumab acts very well in these patients who have cracked up to 3 or 4. So after 3 injections, the patient looks better, the vision has improved. Now, this patient has 9 HbA1c, and if you look here, this is the leaky area. And after just 1 injection, the leaky area has become better. This is subretinal exudation and lots of intraretinal fluid, and 10.5 uncontrolled diabetic patient. After 2 injections, see, this acts like magic if you treat the patient as a whole and also give this drying agent. 9.8% HbA1c. All of our patients, who are into this, either they have, other comorbidities, and we have to take care of their hypertension because these patients are mostly hypertensives also. So after 2 injections, this is how, as normal as ever. Now from 9.8, he's come down to 6.9, and these are the patients where you can think of stopping treatment and keep them under regular follow-up. 9 uncontrolled diabetic, and after 1 injection, the patient is better. This is another one, pre-treatment, about 9, and after 2 injections, the patient has, the diabetic macular edema has resolved. 9 uncontrolled diabetic, after 3 injections, he looks much better. Another one, now the edema, if you look at this OCT angio, the edema is here and here. And after 2 injections, see, only the exudates remain. They are the last to go. But the edema in the center, the leaking area, is all cleared up. So this is another one where we gave injections and the patient has become better. Now, this is, both eyes are the same patient. This is the right eye, the left eye, and there is leakage all along. And the patient was given 4 injections still under treatment, 2 each eye. And look at the way he is improved. The edema is so much better. This is the last one, uncontrolled diabetic, this is like a switch over from ranibizumab. And after 2 injections of brolucizumab, the edema is going, but the hard X dates still remain. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's consider the patient as a whole, not just eyes, and just take care of all the comorbidities of these patients. Dry the macula fully with brolucizumab and take care of the blood pressure. They mostly, this is what our physician says. They say, no, they have to be given antihypertensives because we are dealing with something which is, the CME can increase if you have high blood pressure, the patient. Thank you.
Thank you.